Hi everybody, JJ here with Experiences with My Dog, and I've got something really interesting right here. We've got essentially a new take on a lead or a leash, which some dog owners still call it. And I'm very active in a lot of different communities, one of them being crowdfunded based communities, which is going to be places like Kickstarter. And I'm always out there looking at different types of products for dog owners. And so this is one that I backed and it just came into being fulfilled. So it's now actually available, and it will be available for purchase directly from the actual manufacturer, and I'll leave all that information in the description. This right here is just an additional preview of the product, and what we've got right here is what they call the We Leash. And so of course this is something pretty much every single dog owner has in terms they have some type of lead or leash to be able to walk their dog, right? Whether you're having it to be able to walk your dog, be able to control your dog, accommodate different behaviors as you're out and about with your dog. Everybody has one, but there are different types of leads that can kind of be more applicable to certain types of dogs in terms of their behaviors and how you also are engaging with your dog when you're going out and about. And so one of the interesting things that I saw that they did here was about making it a little bit more of, I'd say, a bi-directional or a symbiotic based process when you go about walking with your dog. So traditionally when you take, of course, a lead, you're going to, of course, have the handle on one end, so this is for your hand, and then right here you can see that they've actually got a little bit of kind of a bungee material, a little bit springy here, so this minimizes any type of shock or resistance you might be getting in terms if your dog is a little bit more of a puller. Now overall, Bowie, she's just a little over 9 months, and actually we've gotten her pretty good in terms of her walking by herself, but she still has a lot of energy, so she can bounce around a little bit, but for the most part I'm pretty happy with her. Ultron is really solid as well in terms of his walking mechanic. His gait is really in rhythm with mine. And so there's not really any issues there, but he's also a very sensitive dog. So, when he sees kind of sometimes different things happening, he can be very on point to pick that up and then react in certain types of situations. Bowie also is a little bit of aloof in that way as well. So it's something that if you can help to kind of your dog keep focus, and sometimes that comes from how you're walking or you're doing different things by keeping treats on you or whatever it might be, you can help to maintain the focus of your dog. Now, what they've done is something that's really interesting. So at the other end here, you've got, of course, your standard clip, which would connect over to the harness or to the collar for your dog. But in addition to that, what you're going to see right here is that there's a separate portion, and this disconnects. And the reason why this disconnects is because there's actually a secondary handle. And this is where things get really interesting. So you can take the secondary handle and you can clip it into place, and this actually is then for your dog. And so your dog would actually be able to take it in their mouth. Let's see if Bowie might take it. There she goes. And Bowie's got it. And you can see that what they would do is essentially they would carry this and they would walk with you. And so part of the mechanic that the inventor has with this is that somebody that's actually been actively working with dogs for a very long time, and it's about a sociological bond kind of mechanic that the dog is kind of choosing to walk with you. It also helps to maintain the focus of the dog targeted in the process of walking and moving with you and kind of choosing to move with you. And this is also why it's important, why sometimes when people just leave their dogs out and about, don't necessarily realize that a guided walk can be very physically, emotionally, and mentally stimulating to a dog in comparison to just have a dog kind of roaming out and about. And so this kind of helps to kind of take that overall exertion process to the next level. Bowie, sit. Good girl. Good girl, there you go. So one of the other interesting things that they did too is to kind of increase some of kind of that experience and that want to be able to go ahead and go upon the walk, is that they include an optional toy. So I backed to be able to get the little optional toy. I'm a big fan of giraffes, so this kind of guy, he's like a little bit of a giraffe right here. And I love the color right here, which contrasts really nicely against Ultron. So instead of having the traditional leash right here, no, Bowie. Bowie, sit, sit, sit. There you go. Good girl, sit. Sit, Bowie. There you go, sit. Okay, good girl. Instead of having to use your traditional handle that you would give to your dog, you can go ahead and clip on the toy. So we can just go ahead and clip that on, and now your dog would essentially take this toy in their mouth and continue on with the walking process. And ultimately, if you of course didn't want them, then you can go ahead and not set them up, clip them into place, and from there, you've got a nice, good quality, well-constructed leash that you could use just in a traditional fashion. About the only thing that I really saw missing that I would have loved to see is having some type of control handle. So essentially having a secondary handle so that you could have a little bit more of a targeted a shorter lead that works well sometimes when you're kind of in situations where your dog might kind of react. But in some ways, this actually is kind of like a way to contrast something else as opposed to a control handle, because the dog should be focused on maintaining its engagement with either one of these. So we're going to definitely put it through its paces. We're going to try it out, and I'm going to see ultimately how it works and what their kind of sensibility is on wanting to, utilize it, how it goes about in terms of dog having under their interactions with other dogs and other people while it has this in their mouth and things along those lines. So Bowie and Ultron right here are going to be in need of their walking a little bit, so we're going to be trying it out, and definitely you want to tune into a video in the future where we'll go into the complete experience that we've had trying out this brand new We Leash. So as always, if you guys have not subscribed, please make sure to go ahead and good boy. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe so that you can get notified to all the new videos that we produce here on the channel, as well as if you can go ahead and leave us a comment as well as a like for the video, that's always appreciated. If you want to go ahead and get a hold of us as well, you can go ahead and find out about all that information and more in the description, so make sure to go ahead and check that out as well. So as always, don't forget in terms of spaying and neutering your dog if you have not. It really helps them out in terms of behavior. It's better for their health, and it helps to reduce and control the pet population. So with that, take care, take it easy, enjoy the rest of your day.